First, goodbyes are often difficult, but saying goodbye to a pet, that is a different kind of heartache.
A woman from Maine is trying to ease that grief, though, through the lens of her camera. Take a look.
End of life pet photography, right here.
Lauren Kennedy first found herself drawn to the art of photography in high school.
You know, I love black and white photography.
More than a decade later, that love is still there. And most recently, that love has helped her capture moments like these.
And I think it really puts the emphasis on the moment.
While most photo shoots are celebrating the start or somewhere in the middle of one's journey, these photographs capture the very end.
I live for those moments that are just so tender and sweet.
End-of-life pet photography, an art form Lauren had always wanted to try, but one that didn't come into focus until a couple of years ago.
A friend reached out to me on Facebook and just said, you know, do you know of anywhere that you can get a cheap urn for a pet? I have a friend who's going to be putting down her dog. And I said, oh, you know, I'll have to look into that. But, you know, let her know that I've been doing photography since 2011, right out of high school. And if she wants any free photos of her and her dog, you know, her family and her dog before they put, you know, her down, just let me know.
The pet owner took her up on her offer.
It was heartbreaking, and it was also such an honor to be able to capture their love with their dog. I asked for permission from the family if I could just put it out there and share what I did, and I did, and it went viral.
Within hours, Lauren had requests from pet owners and messages from other photographers from around the country.
I had folks from across the U.S. saying that they would fly me out to take photos of them with their dogs, their cats, their horses, you know? And it got to a point where I realized that I was not going to be able to do this all of myself.
That is how the Tilly Project was born, a Facebook group that connects pet owners and photographers with resources and each other.
So the Tilly Project is an end-of-life pet photography network. It also has a component of it that has grief resources for pet loss, bereavement, all of that. It's a really supportive community.
The project's namesake is just as special as the services it offers. Tilly was the name of Lauren's own cat that she lost unexpectedly a few years ago.
I lost her in a very tragic accident, right in front of me, like inches from me. She was so sweet. She was my little shadow. She followed me everywhere. We were best friends. So when it got to the time where I had to come up with a name for what I was doing, I thought there was no better way than to speak her name and to speak it frequently and often, and to be able to use it in a way that is celebrating the love that I shared with her.
Since its start, the Tilly Project's membership has grown to include more than 1,200 photographers from around the world. One of them is Ashley Carroll, who is based out of New York.
Some people, when I say I do end-of-life photos, they are like, oh my gosh, that's so sad. Like, how can you do it? Obviously, it's sad, but I don't find it sad. It's beautiful. You know, you're focusing on a pet, and you are just making sure that you are just showing everyone how much these pets love you.
That love can be seen in the many photos Ashley has captured between owners and their pets. She says the response has been overwhelmingly positive.
I haven't had one negative comments. Everyone, when I finish their gallery from their session and I send it off, usually I get replied back with an essay of just how much these photos mean to them. They are like, oh my gosh, you should have gave me a warning because I'm in the parking lot crying.
Lots of emotions and lots of requests. There has been so much demand for end-of-life pet photos. The Tilly Project is now a nonprofit.
To be able to create something bigger that can help more than just the families that I can serve, it's just the greatest thing I could ever think of.
Lauren says these photos not only help to memorialize a pet, but can be used as a tool to navigate the grief that comes with saying goodbye, simply by capturing a smile, a look, and a lifetime of love.
It serves in a way bigger picture than just getting photos with your animal. Grief is horrible, and the loss of a pet is one of the worst heartbreaks that I think you can ever go through. So it just feels like I don't want to say that I'm helping in any way, but again, it just allows them one extra thing to be able to navigate through that grief and to be able to look back on it and to really be able to validate that grief as well.
I had never heard of that field. It's absolutely fascinating, and I'm struck, among other things, by the fact that people will fly her across the country just to take photos.
Yeah, and I think it tells you how much animals mean to their owners and what they're willing to do to kind of capture those last moments. And talking actually with Ashley, who's the photographer in New York, she made a good point of, don't wait until it's too late. You want to capture these photos while your pets are still showing their personality and who they are, but just so touching, and just, it's a great thing that they're doing. So if you want to learn more about the Tilly Project, you can find the organization on Facebook. We are going to include a link to that online for you.